Hello everyone, people who are watching this. We have today with us Vinayak Dave. Vinayak is currently working as Senior Business Development Manager at Metecno Industry, and he has worked, he has experience of educating people as well, and he has experience working in the industry as well. So that's the best part. And he also a very unique experience. He has done his engineering in civil from SRM University, and then he has done his structural engineering from University of Sheffield. And I should say that AI is everywhere, first of all. And implementing AI in the space of civil engineering, construction, etc., is going to be an amazing thing. By the way, Vinayak, we are doing a project for a few of the clients here, and we want to detect whether there are potholes or not, and then what kind of material should be used to fill the potholes, what kind of green material should be used, what should be the composition of that, so that the repair work reduces and the maintenance costs comes down eventually over a period of time. Right? So I believe a lot of construction, and civil engineering knowledge would be pivotal there. Thank you so much once again, Vinayak, for joining in. And the first question is, Vinayak, a lot of people who want to venture into this field of data analytics or data science, or eventually who want to get into AI, they have this question on what kind of AI work happens in the industry. Right? So from your perspective, from your experience, what kind of work happens in the space of AI based on your past experience?
Thank you, Bernie sir. There's opportunity here. Yes, AI is something that is progressing rapidly, not only in the fields that we currently see, but also in the construction sector. Of course, traditionally, the AI that we have seen in the construction industry has now started to bring efficiency, precision, and a little bit of innovation to an industry that has been traditionally conservative. So a little bit of that, as a structural engineer, I just wanted to bring a little bit of the history or of the past of the sector. This is a sector that has predominantly focused on design using materials that we already see. That's like your concrete, steel, brick, mortar, etc. And the prime focus has always been on the health and safety of the people. So not only those who occupy the building, but also those who make it. And therefore, the testing and working on those materials has always been limited to being a little bit conservative, a little bit economical, not going beyond a certain limit. So that's where the industry comes from. And over the time, people have tried to with the growing economy, with the increasing population and reduction in their resources, I think people have now started to stretch the limitations of the material. So that's where the design efficiency has come about. That's where the innovation has come about, where codes have been brought about. Automation has little bit started to creep in. And software packages have been developed to design buildings, bridges, etc. So, a little bit of machine learning has gone into play, where codes and standards have been fed into algorithms, so that one design is always different from the other. And as we speak, there are millions of designs being made and done. So all these software packages that you see, globally, are run on one or two software as such, and they have these provisions already fed into them. So whatever you design, it will tell you either it passes, the factor of safety, the utilization of the material, and apart from that, now you have packages or software that are going into the energy modeling or energy simulation as such. So they are working on, how quickly you can assess the performance of a building, what is the depth of utilization of space, of natural resources, your daylight savings and all that. So all that comes into one package, and it's been run on a very automated scale. That being said, I think safety has always been, the main factor. And so, as what you're doing as the project that you told about, the number one innovation that has come into this, or the development that AI has brought about, has been of predictive maintenance. Where we're looking at buildings, you're looking at bridges, you're looking at roads, you're looking at the structure as such, and you're also looking at new materials. Like the company I work in, we manufacture insulated wall panels and roof panels. So these are typically not your steel materials, and therefore you're looking at how quickly they're going to deteriorate, how fast you need to do a maintenance on them so that the life keeps progressing and so on. The next development that I see using AI in this industry has been on the supply chain. So supply chain and logistics has typically been something that has been a hurdle. Tackling that is something that is now being brought about. And then along with the supply chain has been the next thing that has been there is the building information modeling, or the BIM models that you have. So these are something that people have started working on. They have made faster progress. So the building information modeling, or BIM as they call it, not only tracks your project, but also helps you see what is the progress that has happened, what kind of stage your project is in, how fast, and you can do it anywhere. I mean, the manager would probably be sitting in Abu Dhabi, and you are doing a construction here in Chennai, and that's how you can track everything. So that's how the progress has happened so far. Last but not the least, I mean, still there are a lot of changes or developments that are happening, but it's bringing robotics and automation into picture. So now people are trying to develop methods where construction not only happens using robots, but also to make it automated, to have less amount of human intervention, and therefore having a better, safer period for people who are working. So that is something that is happening in the construction industry now. I mean, moving off from the typical design concept to automation.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah,
Thank you so
thanks.
much, Vinayak, for throwing light on the real world use cases. So, you spoke about health and safety in the space of civil. Right? There are a lot of codes and a lot of standards when it comes to designing the bridges or buildings or roads, etc. And are we following right standards or not? Okay. And then what should be the right combination of the chemicals or the raw material which have to be mixed together so that you end up building very strong bridges which are strong enough, roads, etc., which are strong, safe, and the longevity of which would be higher. That is the gold standard, right? That is what companies are aiming at. So
Yes.
you touched upon that. And then you spoke about predictive maintenance as opposed to something going wrong and then figuring out. We have seen what happened at Srisalem in Telangana, right?
Yes.
A specific tunnel, it collapsed and people stuck. A lot of challenges, we have encountered there. So predictive maintenance would have helped predict those kind of incidents.
Correct.
And
Yes.
that's one wonderful thing. Supply chain and logistics. Okay, that is one big thing, because for any construction, for that case, huge amount of raw materials should be procured. It can be steel, it can be cement, it can be sand, it can be brick, whatnot, everything.
Yes.
Yeah. And then you're talking about BIM modeling. Okay, this is also one big thing which is happening nowadays. And finally, you touched upon robotics and automation. Wonderful. So that means no industry is left behind. Okay,
Yes.
all the industries are scaling ahead, racing ahead. Thank you so much for this, Vinayak. And next question is, Vinayak, if at all someone who aspires to get into this field is from civil engineering, then obviously knowledge of AI with civil engineering domain knowledge would obviously help immensely. A. B, what is your suggestion? Because for someone to get into the field of AI and in civil, just as an example, they should have knowledge of AI and knowledge of civil engineering, and they have to have knowledge of real world experiences, right? If they just focus on model building, and if they don't know what the problem is, what kind of data is needed, how you process, and if they just focus on model building, then the beginning portion of handling AI solution, they will lose a track of it. Second, they
Correct.
will not even be able to deploy the solution. They don't know how to monitor and maintain. So that also makes them handicapped in terms of getting a job. So what is your suggestion to people on how should they prepare to get into companies like yours in the space of AI? Yeah, Vinay.
No, I myself had just experienced the course at ISP on business analytics. Uh, and someone who has been really shy of, touching codes and understanding uh, design and programming, that is something that I was really shy of. Of course, I had to shed it because I can tell you that I probably never touched programming since my 10th grade, and then just touched it only recently. Uh, but that is one thing that I would encourage someone who wants to get into this industry, who should know a little bit of that, because uh, I mean, while I was also doing my master's at Sheffield, a little bit of C++ was required to go with simple packages also. So you need to have that curiosity at least of how things are done. Secondly, I think you should be friendly with numbers, not just in the design world, but also in the statistics and mathematics, because that's what is running behind all the AI operations and logic. So you should be friendly with them. You should understand them. In the civil world, numbers are typically what you see, and you should know the real meaning behind them. I mean, a small factor like 1.1 could mean several things in several locations. And that's something that you need to focus on. Uh, and third, I would say, to have a little bit of a curiosity or a problem-solving skill, to be curious to solve things, to come up with simpler yet, a longer solution. And that's what has always been the motto in engineering uh, in most places. Uh, and finally, I would suggest that if not anything, at least uh, you know get into uh, a learning mode as such. I have seen my father, who had worked in Vietnam in a company called Kirby, who have been predominantly PEB structures, and they are also in India in various places. And even now, I think he still does courses online, which is something that I am trying to develop. Because even though he's retired, he's at home, he travels. But I see him, with that curious mind of learning. And more than myself, he was more curious about what I was learning, and he wanted to know more about it. And so that's how I think that is something that we really need to be young at every age, but keep learning. And I think these four things are what someone would, have to get accustomed with, because the current age at which things are changing, even in the construction world, the design world, I think standards are being modified every second year, and things are really going fast. So I think this is something that we really need to, be friends with and then proceed.
Absolutely. So one key thing Vinayak is telling everyone is keep upskilling.
Yes,
And Vinayak's father is upskilling post-retirement. That is a clear indication that if you do not upskill, we don't stand a chance, okay, to succeed in the career, or for that case, even sustain. Why succeed? Even to sustain, one has to
yes,
keep upskilling. Yeah. So have curiosity with the programming aspects. Love math and stats. Fall in love with it. Okay. There is no escaping from it. It's like if you get married, you have to stay with your spouse, right? So fall in love with your spouse. Uh, and that's how maths and stats is also, right? That is everywhere. Problem solving and analytical skills are absolutely important because no client, when you do a project, AI project, will ask you how many lines of code have you written? How does this algorithm work? Take a piece of paper and solve the math for me. However, everyone will be interested in solving the business problem. So their core interest will be, what is your approach towards problem solving? If there's a problem, would you would you make it more complicated, or would you try solving it? So your
correct.
analytical
Yes.
capabilities will be tested. And this is true for any profession, but even more for AI. Thank you so much, Vinayak, for your time. It
Thank
means a
you.
lot. And I'm certain you will, with your zeal and passion to learn, you would certainly succeed. Coming from civil background, you did your analytics program, you sustained and survived for 15 months. That in itself is a big achievement, I should say. Right?
Yeah.
ISB
Thank you.
sessions are not easy. They're not for everyone, I should say.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you so much, Vinayak, and all the very best for your future. Do stay
Thank
in
you.
touch. Thank
Sure.
you.
Thank
Bye.
you.